much to discover.
Hey everyone, Sades here again playing Kona. This is a kind of a weird supernatural mystery set in northern Quebec in the 70s. So there's a lot of French dialogue, well not dialogue so much as text, and some folklore involved from what I can tell. Anyway, we are in Mr. Bedard's house, and I was about to explore down this hallway. I don't know what's in here, so we're going to find out. Before we get to that, make sure you've hit the subscribe button, as well as the little bell notification icon at the bottom of your video screen. That's the one that tells you when there are new videos available. I try to do them every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around noon my time, which is mountain. So however that works for you, you guys can figure that out. We're going to keep going here. We just checked some stuff out here. I don't think I looked in this cupboard. No, I didn't. What is this? Matches! And we rifled through all this and nothing was working. And I think there's more stuff out there to explore. We did find a little key in the barn, garage, whatever you want to call it, out back, and I don't know what that key's for yet. So we are going to keep going. There's my car out there. How come there's no light switch in this room?
The family's mother must have spent her days washing the filth off her kids' diapers.
Ew. Anything good? No. Oh, disgust. I didn't even see that before. Yuck.
The empty cradle sent an eerie feeling down Carl's spine, as if minutes ago someone just grabbed the baby and made a run for it.
Great. Little storage room. Okay, let's try this one. How come there's no lights? What the hell? New journal entry. Alright, we'd better check the journal entry, because whatever that was a little weird. No, none of that helps. This is all previous stuff. That's all previous. Bedard. Here. Bedard family home was completely empty, not a living soul. Okay, well that doesn't help us at all. Why do you guys not have light switches in here? What's this? Sylvie's diary. Page 1.
The Bedards had vacated the premises. Carl gathered they would be of no help.
August 14th, 1970. Jean-Luc never had a knack for mathematics. Try as he might, he'll never realize he simply cannot be the father of the child I'm bearing. But how can I be sure? I have to keep this a secret. At least until the time is right and when it'll be safe. August 16th. Dr. Beaupre? Again, sorry my colleagues in Montreal, I don't know how to pronounce this, and I'm going to stop butchering it now. The doctor told me it would start showing soon, that I couldn't keep it hidden forever. Gotta muster courage, he said, with his usual condescending tone. Courage to face what's coming, but he doesn't get it at all. For him, I just had some childish affair. He doesn't realize I brought eternal damnation upon myself. Right there in a Catholic house. September 14. Marie is very sick, and Jean-Luc plunges into despair. I told him nothing about the evil growing inside me. Sometimes I get the feeling that he can see right through me. My Marie's suffering, and I'm the one to blame. Oh, Lord Almighty, why do children have to pay for their parents' sins? September 24th. Marie is recovered, but there's something really gloomy about her now. She always seems so sad. Maybe she caught a glimpse of what dying is like. Well, that's morbid. What if she's an unhappy child now because of me? Jean-Luc truly honored me 2 nights ago. If the baby makes it, maybe the doctor could convince him it was born prematurely. It's my only way out. October 11th. We're heading to Lac Saint-Jean tomorrow to visit Jean-Luc's mother. I need to. The situation is untenable now, and we fear the worst. That's it. It's a fat diary for only having 2 pages. Dream catchers. Oh, there's a light. Ah. Hey, is that money? No, I can't take it, of course. Anything. Nothing worth looking at. I can't even move over there. Nothing. Still no light switches. What's all this? Works of art from a future artist. Why do they not have any lights? It's just weird. It's because it's over here.
Shame
Okay,
that the
fine.
family had bailed. Carl would have had a few questions for Jean-Luc, a close friend of Hamilton's.
Marie's diary, page 1, August 16th. I have a diary just like Mom. Unlike her, though, I don't wear a long face when writing, but I do love to write my thoughts. And about Martin, most of all. I love talking about him. I think he loves me too, just like in Romeo and Juliet. People don't like it when I see him, only because he's a blay. Just like in the story, nothing can stand in the way of true love. Yeah, except those two killed themselves. Over a misunderstanding, so let's not get into that. Okay, August 18th. I lost my appetite, I can't sleep anymore. Every waking hour, intense shivers run through my body. Dad's making me see the doctor, with his big hands touching me everywhere, his foul breath exhaling all over my face. Yuck. I'm not sick, I'm in love. I love Martin so much. There's nothing I like better than thinking about us playing together like we always do. I wonder if he found the key I lost the other day. He was pretty sad when I did, because it's for his dad's garden shed, and Martin has always been afraid of him. I think Martin's dad is a bit like Dad's god. The key fell in a burrow next to the shed. Poor Martin, he cried like a baby, but I still love him. A burrow next to the shed. Okay, good to know. August 24th. Mom often cries when she feels lonely. I think there's no reason for her to cry. I bet that's what we used the magnet for from the last episode. Anyway. Mom can be stupid sometimes. Dad works a lot because of that wealthy Englishman buying everything. That's what notaries do. They make sure people get what they're paying for, basically. It's complicated, but that's how Dad explained it to me. The rich guy doesn't look half as bad as Martin told me he was. When I saw him this morning at Dad's office, he told me, "Call me Uncle Willie." I found that pretty funny, plus he gave me candy. Okay, it was kind of old and dry, but still candy. I think Dad gets along well with Uncle Willie, because when he's with him, he laughs the same way he does with Father Labelle. Maybe it's a forced laugh. Let me go back, because I skipped a page. September 22nd, I had to gobble up the doctor's horrible medicine, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have made it to Christmas, or so he said. I have seen Martin in weeks. Haven't seen Martin in weeks, nor did I go to school for that matter. Dad has been praying beside my bed every morning for a while now, and at bedtime too. Today he went hunting with Uncle Willie, and he told me to ask God to bless him in my prayers. I think this has to do with the medicine that only the richest of the rich can afford, and Dad told me he'll be praying for Uncle Willie until the day he dies, and that I should do the same. God, Father Labelle, and now Uncle Willie. I wonder when Dad finds the time to pray for Santa Claus. September 28th. How can Mum be so stupid? And she's getting fat, too. She cries like a newborn puppy all the time. It's so annoying. I came across Martin today. He seemed pretty thin and maybe kind of dirty. He doesn't look as neat and presentable as Uncle Willie, that's for sure. Okay. Turn the light on. There we go. Nothing in the dirty drawer. What's this? Nothing. Works of art by a future artist. So 2 kids in here, it looks like. Looked in there. Jump. Okay, he won't jump in here. Expo 67. That was a little before I was born. I heard it was pretty cool though. Okay. So that one we searched, that one we searched. I guess this must be the parent. Why is this ball following me? Every time I turn around, these balls are somewhere else. No, that's not the parents' room. We already checked the parents' room. Here's a light switch. What's in here? Nothing.
Who knew that giraffes thrived in the North Pole? The craze for toys was stupefying.
Huh. Nothing.
Love of religion and ancestors was rooted deep inside the hearts of Canadians of old, to which the Bedards appeared to be closely related.
Sure looks that way. Okay, well that was fun. This is a very small house. Okay, something about a burrow beside a shed, but is that at this house or the other? At the kid's house. There's a Pope.
Good Paul VI, appearing papal. His crooked fingers gave the impression he was about to bestow a miracle.
I'm gonna go look around the garden. Because we got partway through here and then he got frozen. So we had to go warm up. That's the radio that I am hearing. Look at that. So I wonder if that burrow that was mentioned in the diary is at the other house. Did I even look over here on this side? I don't believe I did. No, because I was in a big hurry to get in the house and warm up. So let me poke around on the porch for a minute. That does not do anything. So we'll go warm up for a sec. So there's no point wasting all this heat. Okay, and then we'll head back up. Take a look down this side. See if there's anything worth looking at over here. Yeah, sorry guys, I kind of left all your lights on. No, I don't see much of any help there. So I guess we'll try the next house. Just gotta check my map real quick. Can I go in this side? No, that would make too much sense. We will deposit some stuff. We'll put the beer in and the hardware and some of the steak. And that should do it. Let me just see what else I dumped in here. All kinds of stuff. Pictures. Okay. And I need the map. Okay, so there we are. So the next house, we gotta go south and turn right. Reverse! There, drive slow. Okay, we turn right and then another right. Dun, 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 dun. Whoa, I cannot see much of anything here. I assume we're still on the road. There we go. Must be getting close. There we go. And we'll go check your mailbox. Letter from Wilfred. Dear Mr. Wah, I'm writing this because I feel guilty. The other day, Martin and I were taking a stroll not far from your house, and we saw that the door to your shed was open. I wanted us to mind our own business, but Martin likes living on the edge. He took a few shiny things, including some bullets. Now, my dad always told me never to play with those things, so I immediately put them back. But Martin hid the other things, I confess. Mr. Wah, I have so many regrets. But you mustn't call the police. You won't call them, will you? My father would be so angry. I will bring back all of your things, I promise. Marie Bedard. So where did you put the things, Marie? Sorry, I thought I saw something running over there. Alright, down the roadway we go. And we're loading again. Come on. You can do it. There we go. The driving in this is a little weird though, because you barely have to touch the accelerator and it will just skid you the rest of the way and then make you stop. Doghouse. Anyone home? No. So nothing there, nothing there. Look out this side here. What's this? Nothing. Side door. Lumpy house. Trailer. So the shed they talked about must be somewhere way back over there. So there's some objects over there that we will look at after. So I don't see any other shed type thing. We'll take a quick peek this way. Wolf tracks.
Carl wondered how long he
Maybe
would
we'll
have
look
to
at that
endure
after.
this skin stinging cold.
Anything? A bateau! Note from Jean. Jean? Wow. We fled. It's getting too dangerous. The more people... Sorry. Let's try that again. We fled. It was getting too dangerous. More people live in North Manistan. We'll be safer there. Safer there. Jean. Wow.
It was a classic Canadian house, except for the absent horde of kids that would normally be swarming about.
Get some heat going in here. Take a couple fire logs. Mountie hat. Looking for a light switch. There it is. Oh! That phone doesn't work. So this. Fire starter. Anything else? Not that I see. We'll close this. Go look in this cupboard. Nothing. Books.
Simone de Beauvoir, Claude Lévi-Strauss, Hannah Arendt, Roland Barthes. Carl was surprised by the literature filling this liberal-leaning bookcase. Could there really be intellectuals dwelling in this far-off land?
Why would you say it like that? Intellectuals. The fantasy, page 1. Mathieu had yet to add murder to his curriculum. He was fond of new experiences, especially the most thrilling ones, and taking the life of a flesh and bone individual who the night before was still able to think, dream, fantasize, calculate, read, held the promise of exhilarating sensations. Unlike Raskolnikov, it wasn't about axing an old Jewish hag to pieces to test some lunatic theory. Not at all. Mathieu just wanted to know how it felt. It seemed so simple, horribly simple. He didn't have any particular victim in mind. Like most people, his desires ran quite wildly, so he only had a vague idea of them in mind. He pondered using a rifle or a knife, assassinating a young girl or an old man. He tried to focus on practicability. His victim would have to be defenseless. Bodybuilding wasn't exactly Mathieu's strong suit. He would have to act spontaneously, but not too much. He wasn't that eager to learn what spending the rest of his life in prison would be like. Some experiences carry just too high a cost to be worth it, really. It's quite the story. And we did in here, I think that's the side door. Yeah, close you. It's cold out there. Anything? Nothing. Applejacks. Applejack. Nice. What-E-R-E. Movie. Lots of matches. Looks like a loaf of sourdough. I think I saw it at the other house too. Oh, we'll get some more water. Open. Open. Nothing. These cupboards are very finicky. You gotta like be able to move right next to them to get in. Cookie jars are always too high to reach. Only the good ones. Okay, so we looked in all this stuff. There was nothing. We looked in there and there and there. We didn't look in the fridge. Okay, Crowdy fridge.
The photograph was snapped not too far from here, Carl noticed. The couple seemed to be very good friends. The couple radiated something akin to lightheartedness, to freedom. Perhaps some people out there truly found a way to live happily ever after. A picture of Wilfred in his youth. Carl figured right away that the man must have been some kind of wildlife officer.
Okay, good to know. That added a journal entry for us. Now, I did not turn this light on. Lots of painkillers. Is that suggesting I'm going to be in lots of pain? Hello? Anyone? Smokes. Okay, what's this? Novel, page 2. The Fantasy. It was around that time that Matthew met Beatrice, of mediocre beauty at best, the girl with her distinctive features, cheeks covered with large pox-like freckles, Jew nose, oily forehead, tired but vibrant eyes, shaded red hair, slender as a child body, chirpy laugh. You name it, it was the very image of innocence. That happened to be precisely the kind of victim Matthew was picturing in his mind, though. One night as he was contemplating the ceiling from his bed, he swore to himself again and again, "I'll kill her." His dreams were later filled with images of the imminent crime. He had come up with a simple enough plan. One fine evening he would visit her place to become familiar with the area's intricacies and feel closer to the impending murder, to slowly dig into Beatrice's thoughts, desires, dreams, and abilities. This way he would be able to get a concrete sense of what his sinister deed would be, stripping away from the very fabric of life. The whole thing would take 2 days, a week at most. Well, 2 days and a week are very different things. Canopoli. If you win, you pass go.
All manners of clothing were gone, as if the Rois drove out of town with their closet in tow.
Okay. Fantasy, page 4. So page 3 is somewhere else around here. The two lovebirds were still going at it 7 months later, though, confiding fears and desires alike near the fireplace several days a week. The populace took notice, and wounding words eventually found their way to Matthew's ear, prompting him to take action to prove his gentlemanship. He had to ask Beatrice's hand in marriage. He would have more than enough time to kill her later. Today, when Matthew stares at the motionless ceiling, just like he did 20 years ago, he still wonders what he would be removing from existence by slitting Beatrice's throat, what he would be depriving his children of. Then, as if soothed by his fantasy, he gently drifts off, smiling the night away. That's a little bit morbid. Oh, here's page 3. The first time he met Beatrice, however, she unexpectedly revealed her troubled origins to Matthew. She was adopted at the age of 4, and recalling her former life still gave her a hard time. She played the piano in so graceful a manner that people often thought she may be the natural offspring of a musical virtuoso. She always cried before falling asleep, torn from the inside of a dreadful pain she couldn't explain. She confided to him so profoundly that Matthew couldn't get enough, coming back every night to learn every single thing of what would come out of that delicate mouth after pulling one last breath out of it. Every night he reflected on what the death of Beatrice would mean in terms of losses to humanity's common heritage, be it the sound of her sobbing or of her piano melodies, the compulsive tapping of her long index finger on her temple when she harbored dark thoughts, or any other little thing. It didn't matter, everything would indiscriminately vanish. Everything. All these thoughts made for some blissful slumbers indeed. Then days became weeks, and before he knew it, it was Matthew's turn to throw his secrets at her. His hopes, his cries of despair, as if throwing coins in a wishing well. She'll be dead by the end of the month, he promised himself. So he ended up living with her for 20 years. Happily? Don't know. What's this? 303 ammo, that's for a rifle. That's something we don't have. Okay. Well, I guess we're done in this house. And this seems like just as good a place as any to end this video, and we'll continue on in the next one. So I hope you're enjoying it. This is a kind of slower paced game, but I'm finding it interesting at least, but that's because I'm the one playing it. So, with that being said, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, as well as the little notification bell at the bottom of the video. It'll be right below the video screen. I think on the right hand side, it's a bell. You can't miss it. Hit that, you'll get notifications when I have new videos. And as I said before, I try to do them every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So this one, you'll see one of those days. And with that being said, as Vader always says, no disintegrations. We'll see ya.